Please excuse the mop hairstyle that I have. I'm trying to hide my receding hairline, also in that weird stage of it's a strange length and I don't really know what to do with it, so I'm just gonna do that and hope that that'll be okay for this review until I can get myself a decent haircut. But let's get into Onimusha. So you're gonna have two camps of people: those that played the games and are coming for nostalgia and seeing what they can do with this sort of storyline, and those that have no idea and just want to watch a new anime. Does it hold up for either of those? Let's talk about it. Features character designs by the late Kim Jung-ji. Prior to his death, he was an illustrator on variants of Marvel Civil War and League of Legends, so the style you will recognize somewhat. Now, I have played a number of the games, but it's been a while. For the most part, they really do just have fun in this storyline. It's a nice journey. It's one of those character moments where we have a main character who's kind of grumpy and gruff and has a dark voice and he's broody. He has a mission, he gets sent out, he's like the main protagonist. But our main protagonist picks up other protagonists along the way, a team of all different walks of life with variant skills and what they can showcase, and they go up against a bunch of enemies that seem to be insurmountable. Like the henchmen are just numerous and they seem to be of zombie kind, demon kind, you name it. And that's what you get along the journey until they can finally get to the ultimate goal. And the last two episodes are like the big crescendo of the action sequence that we can expect to have. And it doesn't disappoint. Those last two episodes, I think it's fantastic, and the build up and the build up and the build up, and then we get there and it stick the landing with the end and be as big and massive and exciting as you expect it to be? Yeah, absolutely. The thing is, we don't have that much background with the characters that we're showcased here, that are our team. We have a little bit for a young kid that joins it. We kind of understand the kid's plight and why the team kind of center around our main protagonist with this kid wanting to protect the kid, and that for me was good enough. But very little is known apart from the little bit of information that we're given about our different team members. You know, they each have unique skills, which I like. That kind of defines their characters a little bit more, but they are very kind of two-dimensional characters in a 3D animated series. I think the 3D animation itself works well because of the shell shading aesthetic that they've gone for. Had it just been the 3D, there are so many bad 3D animations or anime that just don't quite work. Here they've gone for the shell shading. Now we have that look of what the game aesthetics are similar, the Omni Blade of how you expect that to look, but with more style and technique. There's one sort of Street Fighter game a few years back that reminds me a little bit of how they do the movements. There are slight movements that we are shown, just the slightest of movements that really add to the animation style, that just the slight movement of a foot as they're getting ready to stab, or the frown of an eyebrow. That kind of thing really heightens the sense of the animation or the emotion that you're meant to be feeling at the moment. The score is very understated, so it's not a main defining character within the anime, but does help set the tone that they're going for, so it doesn't go, here, this is what you should be feeling right now, but just elevates what's going on screen, which I think is really well done. And when it comes to the editing, it's fast and frenetic mostly. But you do get to see what you want to see. The camera or the animation, that particular frame that you're looking at, will draw your eye to whether a head has been decapitated or whether there's a certain style of moveset that they want to show off. And often that moment will be slightly slowed down so you can get to see the head, you know, being decapitated and flying off into the distance, and it'll speed up like crazily again. I remember seeing two characters falling down the shaft, and they zoomed out to show how big the shaft is and kind of the fighting that was going on, and then we go back in. It's that sort of editing style that I think works well to tell a story through action sequences, which I think is excellent. I think they've done a fantastic job with the pacing of the story. I would have liked more background to some of our characters. Even our main protagonist, we get little tidbits of information, but to really be emotionally engaged with these characters is, I think the longer episodes would have been really kind of deserved. Just something to have that emotional engagement, so that when characters start getting taken out, you care more than you do. Certainly I didn't care that much. I was sad for all the characters that get taken out, but not much. I just wanted to find out what was going to happen in the story and enjoy the action. And that's mostly where this animation shines. When we get to those big action set pieces, the way it's stylized, the way it's shown, the crafted, the editing style, the music, all of that comes into a big nice little ball of something that you can enjoy and take over to watch the next. It's an easy binge. It's 8 episodes long. I don't think you will remember this as being one of the greatest anime shows ever, but I think fans of Onimusha will certainly enjoy the style of it, and I think those coming to it afresh will certainly enjoy the story somewhat, but won't be that emotionally engaged with the characters. I certainly have seen more anime series that had me emotionally gripped this week, even from Netflix. That's not to say this isn't enjoyable. It definitely is. Sometimes you can get style over substance, and there's definitely a lot of style, and there's some character development and wicked action sequences, but I don't know that I cared that much for the characters in this. I don't know if you're meant to, if it's just one of those animes that just goes, meh, just enjoy it for the action set pieces, the monsters, the color palette that you're being shown with the artistic style that is absolutely like full of flavor, which I really enjoyed that part of it. It's still 4 Nicolas Cages out of 5.
And you got one. Congratulations.
It's still really enjoyable, but I can't push it up to that being even higher because I wasn't emotionally engaged much. By the end, I had a big smile because I was enjoying the big action sequence that I was getting, but I would definitely watch others for emotionality. I didn't want to be bawling my eyes out, but I did want to feel something more. Maybe that's because I'm slightly saturated with the amount of anime that we've gotten this week. We've had a really, well, even couple of weeks, we've had a really great time of new, fresh anime. Sometimes you think, are they going to, like, maybe spread this out a little bit more, because we seem to go a bit of a dry spot, a desert of anime, of new anime content, which gives us some time to go back and watch those that we haven't caught up with yet. But this time round, man, it just seems to be chock-a-block, and we've got even more coming. So let me know your thoughts and feelings about this anime. Are you excited to watch it, to step out of your comfort zone anime rounds, get away from One Piece and Bleach, and maybe watch some of Netflix, because Netflix has such a bad kind of word of mouth at the moment? But when it comes to some of their original animes or IPs that they buy, I think sometimes they really knock it out of the park, and this is one of those. I think it was really good, just not perfect, but there are a number of masterpieces on there at the moment, like Pluto, like the Blue Eye Samurai. Fantastic masterpieces, and this one just sneaks in under the radar of those two. Had this been the only one out this week, maybe I would have given it a higher score. I'm not sure. Let me know your thoughts and feelings of the 3 animated series on Netflix this week. Which do you think is the best? Which are you definitely going to go back to watch? What do you think of this character and the blade that is going to turn our character to an Omni? Think they took the best bits of the game and made it work? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching, but most of all, until next time, remember, live long and Tuesday.